Hi guys, it's Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It feels like forever since I did a live with you guys because I was in the frozen cold tundra of Florida over the weekend, and Kelly helped me out with my live on Thursday, and I called it in on not doing a Tip Tuesday because I got home and unpacked and had to get groceries, and it was date night, and I took advice that I gave myself a couple weeks ago and said, you know what, it's okay if we don't do a Tip Tuesday. I feel like I tried very hard all throughout January to make it happen that we had a Tip Tuesday every well, it's been like the last year and a half, you guys. We haven't missed a Tuesday, so one every now and then is okay. Hi Linda Hodge, hi Sandy Wicklander. So it was a busy last week, you guys. I had fun in Florida. It was good to be with my aunt and uncle. Hi Doris, hi Barbara. We really hadn't spent much time together over the last 2 years because of the crazy COVID. Hi Teresa. So it was good to spend time with them. Hi Deb Norman, hi Sherry Martin. So it was definitely colder than what we wanted, but definitely did not make for a bad trip. I just wore a hat and mittens and a coat a lot. Hi Karen Stake, hi Sue Thomas. So hi Laura Sullivan. It just made me have to wear a coat and a sweatshirt. So I'm just trying to find the video here you guys, so that I can watch along with your comments in two spots. Hi Tabitha. Hi Diane. Woohoo! So you guys are all rolling in. So it was a good trip. We did our normal stuff. We used to go down there every year or so. Back when, I don't know. I used to live in Miami, you guys. So I was always going back and forth between Florida. Hi Barb Johnson. And so then my aunt and uncle got a condo down in the Venice area. Hi Hildenel. And so, hey, when you have a place to stay and you're welcome, you go to it, right? Hi, Deanna Stell. So it had been 5 years. We looked back. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Ellen Brover. They keep a book. Hi, Patricia and Sharon. They keep a book so that when people come and visit them, you write in the book so that you can look back and see comments and see when the last time you visited was. So it was 2015, you guys. So we were long overdue. Hi, Randy. So we did our normal things. We love going to the flea market when we're down there. Hi, Ann Bellinger from Snowy, Vermont. We used to always go to the Red Barn, and this year we tried something new. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jamie. And this time we went to the Flea Masters Flea Market down in Fort Myers so that we could meet up with Lila Erickson on the team. She's one of my bees. Hi, Karen. Hi, Donna. And so I got to spend some time chitty-chatting with Lila, and that was so exciting and fun, and I got to know her better. And my brother and my mom and Jim and Marge all were everywhere going. Hi, Jeannie Parker, going everywhere. So it was good. I didn't buy a single thing at the flea market. I was very proud of myself. Hi, Linda Hunt. And the main reason why we picked last weekend, this past one, is because, hi, Kathy Groves, because there's a Venice downtown craft art fair, and it is, the whole main street is kind of shut off, and they have so many different vendors set up selling beautiful things. And so that's why we picked that weekend. And we've been to this Venice craft fair a few times in the past. So it's been going on for years, like 20 years. So even longer. I'm not even quite sure. But one guy said he's been set up at it for 18 years. Hi, Chris Dudarenki. So it was good. We did go to the beach. So if you guys didn't see my pictures, I did post some pictures of me all snuggled up on the beach. Yep, that was me. I don't like being cold, so I definitely had a hat on, and one of the pictures I had a hat on, but I wore my hat a lot. So and I had my mittens, and I covered myself up with a beach towel. Hi, Carol Fox. Hi, Mo. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Oh, yeah. So there wasn't a lot of stuff, Lynn, at the flea market. There was nothing that I was in the market for, I guess you could say. And I was more focused on talking with Lila. So it was a good reason not to spend a lot of money. But I'll tell you, I made up for it at the art craft fair thing. So I got lots of good stuff. So hi, Mary Carls. I hope your internet works good tonight, Mary. So it was a good trip, but the funny thing is that it was only 20 degrees warmer here than it was down there. So we came home on Tuesday and it was gorgeous here. Like, well, I guess it's all relative speaking, right? So it was like 46 and about the same as what it was down there. So, but thank you, Arliss. It's good to be back in the freezing, frozen tundra, right? So, yeah. So thank you to Kelly. Kelly did my paper pumpkin class for me on Thursday night while I was visiting with Marge and Jim. And the funny thing is, I looked at the slip today and I see that Marge won the door prize from the paper pumpkin class. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm not sure, Marge, when you get to watch this, congratulations. I know that you weren't watching the paper pumpkin class because you were definitely with me doing something else. I think we played a lot of games, you guys. We learned how to play nines. We played garbage. We played Azul. We played, what other game was there? We played card games is what we worked on. So yeah, so we got that out of our system for a little bit. So it was good. So yeah, so Kelly did the paper pumpkin, and you guys, she also did a technique Thursday today. I don't know if you caught it, but I'll flip my camera down. Hi, Stacy Burns. Let me see here. You guys, this is what Kelly did today for Technique Thursday. Oh, Mary, you're going on vacation and you are going right through the ice storm. Okay. I hope that you pack well and stay warm and stay safe. So Kelly made this beautiful purple card today, you guys. I shared the technique Thursday, but I didn't catch the whole video. But if you want to watch it, she used my favorite embellishments here, these iridescent rhinestones. So if you missed it, you could go back and catch this one. I love how she used the marble paper on here with the black. So pretty, Kelly. So that is Technique Thursday. As long as I got the camera down, I'll show you what we did last night. We had Valentine's Day bingo, in person only. So this is what we did. I cased this card from Jeanette Swain. She definitely did the other direction and did a non-Valentine's Day card, but I took the idea of the bear with this picture frame from her card. And so that was what we did last night, and we did a little pocket card. So that was bingo last night. I had 12 lovely ladies here that did bingo, and so that was good. The other thing too, you guys, let's share with you. I have this. Yeah, you guys are saying Kelly had a technique. That was awesome. That's good. I have these cards. You guys, I drew the winners for these cards, so I will do that later with you. Oh, dominoes. I completely took everything down when I when I did that. So let's try to get that back up. All right, there we go. Okay, so, oh, you're welcome, Mary. Hi, Julie Biersbach. Okay, so let's show you guys some cards I got. So this one, if you guys might recognize it, it was from Mystery Card Night. So it's got that little mini card on the top here. So this is a card made by Karen Wetstein. And you guys see what she did? She matched her envelope. So cool. I love it. So that one's from Karen, and she put a little bee trinket on there. Super adorable. Hi, Angela. I'm going to save this one for last. This one's from Kathy King. I love it. She said, time for a happy dance. So a cute little bow on here, and she used the scallop contour dies and the stamp set that matches it. Thanks for sharing, Mary. I really appreciate it. Very pretty. I got a bee card here. This one is from Sharon Duff. So she found some bee washi tape and some honeycomb washi tape to put on the side. She used some of the retired sale-a-bration paper that I am hoarding myself from a couple years ago. So very pretty. This one's from Corrine Anderson. You guys, I think I need to take these hints that it says sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. So a side story about that. I slept a little bit longer than everybody else because I stayed up a little bit later than everybody else. If you guys were seeing emails from me coming in at midnight and 1, that's because everybody went to bed and I caught up on emails. And so then I stayed in bed a little bit later in the morning. Hi, Mitzi. And I overheard my mom talking about relaxation with Marge and Jim, and how it is something in our blood that we do not know how to sit still, that we constantly have to be doing things and we don't know what it is to just relax. I think that was all of it in a nutshell. And if any of you guys have seen me or know my personality, I guess you can say I get it from my mom's side. And then that, so she was talking about how her grandma was like that. So it's in my blood. I just never stop. So that's why you guys think I'm like the Energizer Bunny, and it's because I get it from my great grandma apparently. So, Okay, so I overheard that conversation while I was sleeping. All right, so last but certainly not least, you guys, such a beautiful card here. Look at this beauty. Oh man, I had to save it for last. Hi, Dee. Oh man, you guys, so this card, it says you can do this, and I hope it's okay that I open it up and share it because you guys are gonna love the inside. So definitely lots of purples, definitely lots of silvers, and it's a belly band that comes down. Now watch for it, you guys. Boom. This is from Stacy Burns. So Stacy, I won't read everything in here, but I just wanted to show everybody the awesome fun folds you made. Look at that, you guys, how she did that. And she had her scavenger hunt in here, and she has a thank you card, and that she says just was thanks. You guys can probably read it. I hope I'm not embarrassing you, Stacy, but I just wanted to show you guys what this card is. It's just a piece of paper, and it's scored this way, and then scored at the diagonals and the diagonals, and it's all folded together, and it's so amazing. So, hi, Elaine Rebeck. So, Stacy Burns, your card is exquisite. I love it. I showed it to Tyler, and he was in awe, oohing and eyeing over it with me. So, very, very cool. So, that does mean that I did get your scavenger hunt. And a side note on the scavenger hunts, you guys, I had every intention of grading them while I was on vacation. I really did. I had it on my list to do on Sunday. And you know what, you guys? I didn't do it. I didn't grade the scavenger hunt, so I knew you guys would be okay with that. Because you know what I'll do? I'm going to grade them in the near future, like very soon. And then what I'm going to do is set up a random like little Facebook Live, and we'll go through the answers as a group. And then what I'll do is announce who the winner is at the end of that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I've done that a time like that. So I just, with coming back on Tuesday and then working in the office, you guys, my boss was in the office. He came in from Jersey this week. And so I am trying to put the belly band back on, you guys. So I was in the office yesterday and today, and then I'm working from home tomorrow, and my leave of absence officially starts on Monday. Woo! I'm so excited. Oh, Diane says she likes to hear when I'm human. Yeah. So I really had it in my head that I was going to do it though, you guys. You know, and it's like you almost set yourself up for disappointment when you want to like have these expectations that, okay, you guys can relate. Like, I'm going to get the house cleaned. I'm going to do the laundry. I'm going to wash the floor. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to do all this. And then what do you really get done? Like one of those things? Because that's how it goes. So that's kind of how it was with me this weekend. Every day I tried to pick at something to get done. And so my main thing was, hi Anna Rebedu, my main thing was the work instructions or the PDF tutorial for this exact class. I'm like, I have to write them while I'm down there because I didn't get them done before. And so Sunday, yep, you guys, at midnight, I really sent that out because I'm like, if I don't do it now, it's not going to get done until Monday night. And so I wanted to have them out so in the morning. Yeah, so that was one of my main things to get done was the PDF tutorial for this class. So you guys should all have it. If for any reason, I see my phone freezing, I hope that you guys aren't freezing, but if I had 30 people that signed up for this class. I prepped kits though for 36. So I'm on standby, you guys, for 6 kits for this class. The 30 people that have signed up, all of you guys should have received the PDF tutorial at this point. After class tonight, I will add the video links and I will then put it in my online store starting probably tomorrow. That's my plan. And so when I have done, so Mom and I made up 36 sets of card kits. And then if anybody still wants to sign up for this class, like let's say you get through class tonight and you're like, yep, I want this. I just have to make sure I can get the ribbon real quick and the embellishments and the paper, and I could ship them out next week to you. So no problem. So I have 6 that I'm planning for in case anybody wants to do this class yet. So yeah, so that's what I got done over my vacation though, is I did do a little work. It's hard for me not to keep caught up on stuff. You guys know that, right? So I had a lot of you yelling at me, stop working. And I'm like, I will. So, oh man. Okay. So, other notes really quick, you guys. I have one of these left. It was supposed to go to somebody and they never got back to me. And then I had heard somebody else that wanted it, and Dee said she was going to wait for the annual catalog. And so I have one of my my DSP samplers left from the spring mini catalog. So I'm going to flip the camera down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I have one of these left. If anybody thinks they missed out on it, It makes like a little, the sampler book like this. And so this is the annual catalog one, but I have one for the spring mini catalog that has like the Hey Sports Fan, Simply Marvel, the Abstract Beauty. And so this is $25 for the cash check option, or it's $34 if you want it mailed to you. So just so you guys know, I'm trying to move this one out of the hive yet. It's like, it's the third time will be a charm to whoever takes this. So that's a little note I had. The other thing too, you guys, I have here the list. You guys, we're gonna do this later. We've got the top fans, 91 top fans, holy Moses, for the month of January. So we're gonna draw some names for that. And then also the monthly creative challenge, class card challenge, and then we'll do a door prize also for the class tonight. If anybody signs up for class while I'm in the middle of class, we'll make sure to get your name added to this for the drawing, which is cool. No problem on that. And then the other thing too, you guys, I have the little baggie here. You know what that means? That means the sale-a-bration board is full. So I already have a few names to start the next board, but you guys, this is board number 4. Woohoo! So hi Marcia, hi Mary. So we've got lots of drawings that we're gonna do at the end of class. Just a note too, you guys, I'm gonna flip down really quick. I'm planning for 2 more people to sign up for this class. Mom and I are making kits for 32. I have 30 signed up at the moment. So if anybody else was on the fence, I have 2 sets left. No more team pricing left, but I would have 2 product-based classes where you get the full pack of paper, the embellishments, the ribbon, and the envelopes. This makes 16 cards. This is called the Stamp-a-Stack. It could be in person on Saturday. So if anybody hasn't signed up for Saturday and wants to come in person, it would be $50 in person. And you get all the product. The product value is around $35, and then you make 16 cards. If anybody wants it mailed, it's $63. Now, those are the cash check prices, you guys. So what I mean by cash or check means that you get a discount if you pay me with cash or check. I'm not trying to elude anybody, but if you want to save money and not pay with a credit card, then I give you that option. And you can send cash, you can send check. If you want to send money to me electronically, that works too. But if you go to my website to sign up, just know that you're charged a convenience fee for using a credit card. So it's basically the way for you to save money is by not using a credit card. And that happened to me a lot this weekend at the vendor fair. People charged extra when a credit card was used because we have to pay fees for using a credit card. And so those fees generally get passed on to the consumer. So that's what that is all about, you guys. When I say cash check, I mean pay me not in a credit card form, and that saves you money. So that's what that's all about. So this class, I have 2 of the full product-based classes left, not the team pricing. And how that works is I'm prepping the materials, and so I'm going to plan to ship these out next week, and I haven't an order going in yet, and then I can do 2-day shipping and get the products to go with. But I'm planning to kit up enough for 2 more. So first 2 people that sign up are the ones that get on the list. Okay, that's how that works. So the other thing too, you guys, this is what we're doing next week. I like to show this to you now, and I'm still taking signups for this. This is a card kit class where you can get it free with an order, or you can pay the fee. And these are the cards that we're gonna do next week, Thursday. So a week from tonight, you guys. Oh, my mom hasn't been here to flip over my calendars, you guys. She loves to do that, but I'm gonna have to do it on this one. Otherwise, I'm gonna look up at it. Hi, Naughty Nancy. So next week is the 10th. And so the 10th, we are going to be doing this class live, Facebook Live, so at 6 p.m. Central. But before that, you guys, there's Monday, we're doing class, actually. You guys, my leave of absence starts on Monday. So what did I do? Of course, I scheduled a card class on Monday. And I have one on Wednesday too. Monday is the Flowing Flowers Let's Just Stamp card class. And so I got kicked out of Facebook, you guys, the video. So now I got to find it again really quick. So that's probably what happens to you guys a lot too. Hi, Feline from Eastern Oregon. Okay, so, and now I'm not finding it, but hi, Terry Costin. Thank you. I'm glad. It was good to be missed. I missed all you guys as well. Okay. And there we are. Okay. So I'm going to flip down really quick and show you guys the cards so you guys, I'm having problems getting kicked out of my video too. Okay, so let's see here. This one is next week, Thursday, you guys, the monthly class. Cindy Runtree, I'd like to sign up for the Stamp-a-Stack online class. Perfect, Cindy. So you will be on the list for one of them. So you guys, anybody that's watching, Cindy's already told me that she's got it. So there's one left. So if you tell me in a post right now, I'm going to make sure to jot it because I only have 2 left. So I don't normally try to take notes during class, but this is important because I only have 2 left. And if you tell me in class, that means I got it before seeing my emails. So that means, Cindy, thank you for emailing me, but thank you for also saying it in here too, so I can make sure to tell people I only have 1 left now for the Stamp-a-Stack. Okay, so Flowing Flowers, you guys, you're very welcome, Cindy. Oh, yep, Feline. Okay, so you guys, the Stamp-a-Stacks are gone. Okay, so I have Feline and Cindy down. So you guys, they're gone. So yes, I will be shipping them out next week though, you guys, just so you know, we're prepping them this week. So, okay, so back to Flowing Flowers really quick, you guys. This is the Let's Just Stamp. Oh, hi, Barbara Godby. Julie Biersbrook wants the sampler. Woohoo! Okay, Julie, perfect. I'll see you on Saturday. You can get it then. So this is the Flowing Flowers, you guys. I have about 4 left of this class in case anybody was looking to sign up. So it features flowing flowers and all the different ink colors it seems like we used. This is the class that I designed the cards with Diane Bogenhagen. So you guys, this will be Monday at 1 Central. Okay, so I'd just like to prep you guys. Stacy says, if you purchased a class, can you watch and make at the same time as she does, or just watch and make them later with a replay? Both. And to answer that. So here's what happens, Stacy, and this is good for anybody who is a newer watcher or like subscriber or person who watches me. So I do work fast. And I have worked fast. If I sat for 3 hours and made cards, you guys would be so bored by me, I think. I mean, I could talk for 3 hours, but you guys, by the time I'm done with a class after an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'm out of breath and I'm I'll be honest with you, I'm lightheaded. And so I don't dilly-dally for that reason. And sometimes I even have to go to the bathroom. Like, this is just putting it out there. So I don't dilly-dally. The longest I really ever do a card class is about 2.5 hours for fun folds, and that I'm winded. You guys, my face is usually red. So what happens, Stacy, when you ask that question, is a really good question because I never want people to feel like they have to keep up with me. Because of me, my stuff is already stamped for the most part, or I've got it like pre-done. And also, I've made the card and I've already done the class. And so I know what's happening. When you guys are... Yes, Jeannie Parker, can you email me or text me, Jeannie, that you want Flowing Flowers? I'll try to remember it, but it would be good if you also put it in an email, you guys, when you want to do a class. Yeah. Oh, Stacy, you're answering for Cindy. I love it. Okay, I missed that first part, but it's good for everybody to hear this. And so I appreciate it when you guys respond and answer people within the comments. That's awesome. We're a great community that helps each other. But when it comes to that, what Chris explained to me and a couple other people have explained to me is that they love watching the live with me and not necessarily putting the cards together because for that reason that I go really fast. They don't want to feel like they have to keep up with me. And I never want anybody to feel defeated because they didn't keep up with me. So the live is here for you guys to always use as a reference tool. You can watch the live if you want. Try to do what you can. And then just know you can always refer back to the Facebook Live replay. No, I shouldn't say that. The replay. You can always refer back to the replay in Facebook or on YouTube because I always post them to YouTube. And so you can catch it that way. And also know, you guys, I send out the PDF tutorial to those who register ahead of time. So you could, in essence, do any stamping prior so that all you're doing is assembling. If you are expecting to come in and stamp and do any die cutting or do any fussy cutting and try to keep up with me, that's not going to happen. So Stacy, yes, thank you for helping answer Cindy's question. And Cindy, I hope that helped. And anybody else that is wondering, you know, how my card classes work and if you have to keep up, just, I'm always here to help and answer. And I appreciate everybody following along too. Hi, Laura. Yes, Feline said that she watches and makes the cards later. There are a lot of people that do that. And you know what? Being able just to watch it and maybe you're working on other things while you're watching, it allows you to still ask questions because you guys got me live. It's amazing how much I can interact and correspond with you guys while we're doing this live and it's in the thick of it or right in the moment. And otherwise, if you post a question later, I always say don't because I might not see it. So if you need an answer to something, you have to tag me in it, or you have to text me or call me or email me. Otherwise, I might not see it. So Laura says she loves to watch and listen. I try to make you guys laugh. I do. I really try to humor you. Jennifer watches and puts together. Oh, you think I have a tan, Barbara? Oh my goodness. I don't think I got a tan. I literally, on Monday for 1 hour, we sat by the pool and I had long sleeves on, I had long pants on, and I literally, all that I was exposed were my hands and my face. So I might have a little tan going on, or it's just my makeup. So, all right. So that's a little bit about what's going on. Jeannie, I did reference you for Let's Just Stamp, but you should also email me too. Okay, so what do we got, you guys? We have ink, paper, scissors tonight. I thought back to this and I'm like, wow, when did I make these cards? You guys, I made these cards back in the middle of December, like about a month and a half ago. You have my kind of tan. Yeah, it was a little one. I got a little bit of red cheeks and then it might have done something, but it could be windburned. That could be right. Definitely windy. It could be windburned. Hilden also says the classes are fun. I try to make them fun, you guys. I try to make this like your night away and to not think about the crazy that's going on in the world. So, okay, thanks, Jeannie. Perfect. So I made these cards back in December, way before other classes that I should have gotten done first. So I am actually calling this my ink, paper, scissors. It's actually the January ink, paper, scissors. So that's why it's titled that in the link for my website, because it should have been in January, but because of traveling, it got pushed to February. So I'm going to do a little roll call because I love to do roll call. If anybody would like to sign up for this class while I'm in the middle of class to get in on the door prize drawing, you can. I will watch for that. But what we will do is do roll call. Yay, I was just looking down. My phone was freezing. So something's wacky with technology tonight, you guys. Okay, so we have Leslie McMinn, Deanna Stell, Sandy Wicklander, Ellen Brover, Kathy Dolly Nagari, Mary Carls, Jennifer Jones, Julie Bierschbach, Jeannie Parker, Naughty Nancy Stormer, Diane Bogenhagen, Lila Erickson. Lila was my last one to sign up. I actually was meeting with her and she was talking about it, and she decided to sign up after we were done meeting. I love it. Ruth Nicholson, Dawn Reeder, Carissa Alberts, Penny Powell, Hilden L. Vilches, Karen Forward, Laura Sullivan, Barbara Moynan, Margaret Rika, Pat Mater, Sue Somerville, Karen Stagg, Barb Johnson, Janet Deshane, Jamie Tafoya, Aunt Marge Haas, Dee Serena, and Kathy McMahon. Kathy, you are so new to me. You literally signed up, I think, on Monday. And I want to McMahon or McMahon. So, but Kathy, you signed up right before Lila did. So, yay, a bunch of you guys are here. So that's awesome. Okay, so we'll come back to that list in a little bit. Thanks for sharing, Laura. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, you can always share my videos. We are so close to meeting 2,500 likes to the Facebook page. I think we were at 2,470. So we're so close right now, you guys. So when you guys share the video with your friends and family, don't think you're a pest or a nuisance. Just know that what the general feedback I hear from people is that they were happy that their friends shared. Because I ask people, how did you find out about me? And they say, oh, my friend shared your video. And it's like, okay, that's cool. So, oh, hi, Kathy McIntyre. So, okay, I'm going to take a drink of water. We're going to flip down. Thanks for sharing, Jennifer. And you guys, I'll be honest with you. I see comments come through really fast, and some people have asked me, well, how come you don't say hi to me or comment to me? And it's like, well, I only see what I see, which is what Facebook puts in front of my eyes. Sometimes they don't show me everything. So don't ever take anything personally, you guys, if I don't say something or comment to you. I try to make everybody happy. So, all right, we'll flip down here, you guys. So this is the Bloomer Your Planted 12 by 12 DSP. This is the sampler. Okay, and where you can find this is in the annual catalog. You guys, we brought back the annual catalog. With the transition of the holiday catalog to the spring catalog, there is some time in there where it doesn't work to work on the holiday catalog and you're trying to create for the next catalog. So I generally try to roll back to the annual catalog for a period of time. And so the Bloom Where You're Planted is, let's see here, right here. So Bloom with Where You're Planted is on pages 80 and 81 of the annual catalog. And the suite is $65, and the suite consists of the bundle, it consists of the paper lattice, and it consists of the 12 by 12 designer paper. And so, you guys, there is a little bit of a change with this ink paper scissors. Going forward, I'm trying something new, and I'll probably try it for about 6 months, and we'll see how it goes. If I get feedback that you guys don't like having designer paper in your kit, then I can go back, but I want to try it for a little while. We have such beautiful designer series paper, Stampin' Up! Does, and you don't always buy a pack because you're not sure if you're going to like it or not. And so I changed the ink paper scissors to include a quarter pack of the designer series paper. And that designer series paper is what you're actually going to use in your cards that you're going to make for class. So I'm going to start off the class with actually cutting the paper, and so you guys can see how to do it. There's a couple different advantages of that. You guys get to see all the paper. You might not own it, and so you get to see. I'm gonna make sure I'm not frozen. Nope, I'm not. Okay. I was like, my screen was frozen, but I wanted to make sure this one wasn't. So you guys can mix up the cards. So if you don't like necessarily the pattern that I picked, then you could pick a different pattern. So you guys, it might be beneficial to watch the entire video to see, well, let's see how this paper rolls out through here. So that's another thing, is that's a little change with the new year. I started that in January, so the price did go up slightly to accommodate for the extra paper you're getting. So you get a quarter pack of it, and it's gonna be fun because this one, the designer series paper, has all these plants. Oh, Doris said she likes the inclusion of the designer paper. Okay, good. That's what I'm looking for, you guys. I'm looking for feedback. And honestly, I take all feedback as constructive feedback. If you say I don't like the DSP, well, it may not change things, but at least I can take that into consideration. So it like completes the set. So like next month is hand penned. And so you'll get a quarter pack of the hand penned, and you'll get the embellishment, and you'll get the ribbon. So, oh, Hilda likes the extra paper too. Perfect. Okay, so let's flip back down. So this is where it's featured, so you guys can see that. And then here's the little sampler, but you know what? We're gonna be actually working with the paper, so we don't need to look at this. Let's look at what you guys got in your kit. So this one is actually somebody that signed up that needs to pick up their paper, and I asked them. Oh, Karen likes having the DSP in the kit. So does Terry. Woohoo! With the extra, you can do the envelope. Yes, Mary Carls, you are so correct. Oh, and then Corinne said that Tip Tuesday was good about cutting the paper. Perfect. Anne likes the DSP. Okay, well, that's awesome. So you guys, this is somebody's that signed up that needs to do a porch pickup yet. And they said I could work on actually cutting up their paper as a sample to show you guys. And so what you guys get, this is what this class contains. It has the roll of the Evening Evergreen Open Weave ribbon. You get a full pack of the Genial Gems. There's a white piece of paper. It's a quarter sheet, and you'll use it throughout the class if you need to. It's just extra if you need it. And then this is the paper. So everybody gets a quarter pack of this, and so these are the different sheets. So, and then let's see what the back looks like. And we will be using that one, and we're gonna use that one, and we'll use this one. So that's what we're gonna do, is I'm gonna use this one as a sample, so, so that they're all ready to go for when she picks it up. All right, and then you guys get your 4 card kits in here as well. So that's what the class contains, in case you're wondering. The stamp set that I featured with this one is called Plentiful Plants. There is matching dies that go with it. I pulled in this Stitched Greenery die on this card, just so you guys can see that's where that pulled in. So anything that I could die cut ahead was die cut ahead or embossed ahead. What you have to do now, though, is we're gonna have to cut our designer paper and then do any stamping. But I will tell you guys, this is what's awesome about this paper and this class and how I designed the cards. So I told Lila, because Lila wasn't sure about buying the stamp set, all right? And a couple of you guys were not sure about getting the stamp set. And the way that this class is designed is you do not need to own the stamp set or the dies to do this entire class. What you need is this paper primarily. So what happens is with this one, there's 4 cards. And so we'll need to cut a piece of paper here. And you can see that I stamped my plant here, but And that's what I'm going to do for my card kits that I'm going to make with you. But you can pick from the plants here. Like if you like this plant, you could put that plant there. If you like this plant, you could put it there. You could cut it out of the middle. There are a set of pots in here. So this sheet right here has pots. So you could, in essence, cut this pot out and put it here. So the tops of the plants are on a different sheet. So you guys could cut these out and put them in here. So that's what's awesome about all of these four cards is you don't even have to own the stamp set to make them and have them look very, very similar to mine. So here's another one. So this one has another set. So the plants come from here or they come from the stamps. This one too, you could pull the cutout pieces from your designer paper. And the last card, when I was working on it, this guy, this big plant, comes from over here. So you have these two sheets. And some of you will have gotten this plant that you can use, and some of you will get this plant that you can use. And I'm thinking, let's see here, I have another stack here. Yes. So hopefully you can pull, yep, here's that guy right there. So hopefully you can make it work, or you don't even have to use that big one. You could take one of these combinations and make your own. Like you could use that pot, and then you could use like that one if you like that instead. So this is going to be hard for people that, I will be a little honest, this is not like a cookie cutter class. This one is harder because you're going to have to use your own thought process into cutting out the designer paper. So Patsy says, I enroll in paper parties that are geared toward all the new DSPs and making a card from each. So I would love to have a monthly card kit featuring individual DSP. Well, this would be something that you could get then, because I pick my, like next month is hand penned. The next month is artfully layered or artfully composed. Hi, Chris Niebaum from Iowa. I can't remember what I picked for May, but every month I feature a different designer paper with a bundle. So that would be really good, Patsy. Okay, so which one do we want to do first? That is always the $1 million question, right? So now you guys understand a little bit about what's going to happen. So tonight might go a little bit longer than anticipated because we got to cut paper. You guys, generally, I have everything all cut and ready to go. And so we're actually going to be cutting paper as a group tonight. So which one do we want to do first? Okay, so I haven't thought about this, how I want to do this. I think we're going to do this one first, though. Okay, let's flip this down. I think we're going to start here on that guy. And my kit is this one. And I'm going to show you what we need to do for cutting paper. Because in your kit, just to show you guys what's in your kit, let's grab the actual kit here so you guys can see. So those that are new to this process, this is what you would get. You would get all the cardstock, anything that's die cut would be in here. Now your embellishments and ribbon aren't in here because you would get them in your goodie bag, right? Okay, so I don't want to do hers. I have my stuff that's already opened here. Okay, so that's what comes in the card kit. So let's just put that back because I don't want to disrupt or lose anything for her. And we're going to go back to my stuff. So what you've got then is your die cut little plant holder. This is a fun fold card. Let's get this out of here and open this up. So it opens like this and like that. And so I stamped that in the inside. You guys, I kept the ink colors for this class down to 3. Basically, it's soft succulent, evening evergreen, and cinnamon cider. All right, so in your card kit, then you'll have this white top piece. I cut my little guy out of there. So an evening evergreen, and then there's the soft succulent, and there's a score line, you guys. So that does fold over. Do not forget to glue that underneath first, okay? Then let's move this out of the way because that won't be in your kit, but you will have this mat, and then you will have these 2 mats that fit inside the soft succulent. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the bone folder. I always love to burnish things right away. So you guys, on your the score line, make sure you go ahead and burnish it. And then this one too. All right. So what we're gonna do though is gonna cut our designer series paper. So for those of you that got the PDF tutorial, if you're curious, like that's where I have all the measurements written, but I put that the designer paper is 5 1/16 by 3. So you're gonna have to come over here and open you know, get to your paper. You have 2 sheets that are pretty much the same, okay? You're gonna have to cut them down. So we're gonna grab the cutter, and this is where, good morning, Zaina. I do work in 1/16 of an inch. If you are not a 1/16 of an inch kind of person, you could cut it at 5 by 3, and that's okay. The reason I did 5 1/16 is because I wanted to see a little bit less of the green all the way around. And I want my green, so when you're putting this on here, you can see here that that's the bottom and it goes up to here. So I'm going to grab from this section right here. So 3 by 5 1/16. So what I'm gonna do is go at 3. So I'm cutting it in half, the long way there. And so now, depending on what you've got going on, I'm gonna put, so that leaves more white space there. But if I take this one, it covers up more. So what I'm gonna do though, is I'm gonna cut a little bit off the top here. And then I'm gonna go backwards now and do the 5 1/16. I'm gonna cut a little off the bottom. I thought it would look kind of weird to have it really close to that one little ball right there. So 5 1/16 then is where I'm gonna cut that. Okay, and so then that is what's gonna fit right here, okay? All right, so like I said, I'm gonna set this off to the side though. I've got that done for her already now, and I'll even give her the little scrap here and that little guy. So that's what you guys need to cut out of the paper for right now, for this card in particular. Okay, once you have that then, now you should be ready to go, and you need to grab your piece of white cardstock here. Now, if you do not want to stamp your plant, you will need to go back to this pack of paper here, and find which plant you want to do and cut that out of here, okay? You might just wait to do your plants, like, because for example, I used this right here for one card. So the plant thing, I just want to make sure, here, let's look at this. That one is fine, and then this plant is fine. I didn't use any of the backs of the plant ones in any of the other cards. So you should be okay cutting them apart already. I think that's what I want to check. Hi, Ethel King. Okay, so let's do just a little bit of gluing. All right, let's get this piece of designer paper. We can glue that already onto the Evening Evergreen mat here. And then that's one less thing floating around. Now, if you guys remember, if you did, so here's the thing, I said 3 by 5 1/16. You're gonna wanna try to do 5 1/16, because if you do 5, you're gonna have more green on the top and the bottom than on the sides, because this measurement from left to right on the Evening Evergreen, all right, Feline, we'll catch you later. This is 3 3/16, okay? So if you're going to cut this at 5, you're gonna have to cut a hair off of that side too. And you'll see that when you put the mat down onto the green, that it's not gonna be quite aligned good. Okay, so then what do we have here? This piece right here, we have to do a little stamping. We have a thank you, and we have that foliage thing. So in the background, there's the foliage. So let's grab thank you and our plant and the foliage. You guys, when I don't know what it is, I say foliage a lot. Okay, so these are photopolymer stamps. So I am gonna grab out the piercing mat and the thank you. Now, if you're looking at the thank you, you can see that it is actually all in one line. It is not as you see it right here. You know what? That's showing you that you don't always have to stamp it how you see it on the stamp here. So, not that color, but we want Evening Evergreen. And when you ink this up, you could use washi tape and cover up part of it, or a Post-it note. If you trust yourself, you could just ink up the thank, I wanted to say the thank you, but the thank first. So you can see I'm not hitting the U with the ink. Wendy, awesome. So Wendy, we'll stamp this, and then you can help me remember to put you on for the door prize later. So I'm gonna put you're gonna leave the U here, and the thank is gonna go up here. So it's important that you don't get ink on the U part because it will show where you don't want it to be seen. So there's the thank. Now what you have to do though is you have to clean your stamp here. And the thing is, when you clean it, you have to let it dry a little bit, because otherwise when you go to stamp the U, it might leave a little bit of residue. So now what you can do is stamp or ink up the U. Now, if you don't trust yourself, just put tape down to mask it. All right. Now, the U is going to go a little bit like over here. We're going to put it right. I don't know where I want to put it. I'm going to ink up though. Buy myself a little time. Okay, we're going to put that over. I'm trying to think where I want it. I'm going to do right about here. Okay. So now it should just stamp the U. And I'm going to put a couple embellishments right there to kind of fill in that space. All right, so that's it for the thank you. But now we have that little foliage thing. So you're wondering, well, where do you stamp that? Well, you kind of put this little pot here, and you're going to kind of eyeball it. And let's see here, this guy. So this is about here because our pot's going to go there. So I'm just going to leave it there for a second and ink that up, and something about there, and then I'm going to pull the pot away and then just say, okay, it's going to go right about there. There you go. All right, so that's inked up. Now let's see what's on our inside really quick, as long as we've got our ink and stamps out. So now I've got that little pot there on the bottom in the cinnamon cider. And so that is that little round pot. So you're going to have to grab your inside white mat. And when you're going to stamp this, you don't want to stamp it really close to the edge because you're not going to leave room for your plant. So just look at mine as a sample here, and you can see that it's something about over here. And I've got it close to the bottom edge so that it's kind of resting on the bottom. And then we have the big plant there. It must be right there. Okay, and then that's in the soft succulent as well. You use Q-tips to dab the ink onto the stamp so I don't get it on the other things that you don't want to stamp. That's a very good tip, Laura. Very, very good. Yep. So then the plant is going to go there. And now if you have a different sentiment that you'd like to stamp on the inside, you could definitely do that. I generally, when I'm making thank you cards, I like to leave my insides blank because I would write up the whole thing if I'm writing in it. Otherwise, I use a Post-it note a lot. Okay. So let's see us. We can glue now a little bit more. So we're going to glue this down, and we can glue this one. So let's look at the front of this again. So this is our inside mat, and then we have this white mat. So you guys, I generally like to glue a couple things at the same time if I can as well. So this goes onto the evening evergreen mat. With the liquid glue, I have a little time to wiggle with it. wiggle with it. And then this one goes on this mat. So you might want to consider doing the 5 1/16 because everything else about this card is to that 16th of a measurement. You guys, for the Stamp-A-Stack, I completely did not do 16ths. I left it at like to the 1/8 of an inch so that I wasn't too mean to you guys. All right, so then what we have is this little flappy thing needs to get adhered to the back of this mat so that when you put this down, it's behind there, okay? So what I like to do is just put a little bit of liquid glue right here, and it's a little bit higher than the middle, so there's a little bit more room down here than up there. So when you put this on here, you can kind of guess where you want it, and just make sure it's nice and tight so that the edge of that evening evergreen is right into the score. All right, then what you can do is flip this whole thing over and add glue to it. So that is one of the main things when you do a fold like this, is you have to have that folded edge underneath the mat so that it's hidden then. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the evening evergreen for all the way around. And then that's how we create that flap. Okay, then this one can get glued down to the front. Oh, I forgot to stamp that stuff, haha. We'll do it. So then this guy goes on here. All right, so there's ribbon here though. So I'm gonna grab this ribbon, and what you guys are gonna do is, if I don't have the measurement, I'll just hold the ribbon up to it, and then I will just cut a hair past it. So I give myself about a 1/2 inch. And I'm gonna use some tear-in tape and put the tails of the ribbon behind. And I'm kind of gonna guess where to do this. So when you have this down here, like this, I had the ribbon just about the middle, so it was about here. So that's where I'm gonna put the tear-in tape on both sides. Man, all right. All right, there we go. And then I always look at it from the front so that I can make sure my ribbon is straight. And then that's gonna go on that side, and that's gonna go on that side. And then I do follow up with 2 more pieces of tape here, 1 on each side. Thanks, Corinne. All right, then peel the backing off, and we can put a little bit more glue on here. So this is awesome because it really gets to showcase a lot of designer paper. And then this goes right here. And okay, so far it's coming together. Now, the one thing that I did forget to do while I had my stamps and everything out is you have this piece of white paper, and that's where you can go ahead and stamp. So the ink paper scissors is one class where I do not do the intricate little die cutting because it features this specific stamp set. So I give a piece of white paper. And now this is where if you don't want to use the stamps, let's say you don't have them, you now would go over here and look for what pot you want to use and what plant you want to use. And you could start fussy cutting them out, okay? And then what I'm gonna do though is I'll show you what I did for this card is I stamped a pot in the cinnamon cider. So just a little pot here. And then the plant is in the evening evergreen. So where do we have you? Over here. So that's part of your white scrap that I gave you. Now what you can do, 2 options. You could go and take your dies and die cut this out, or you can take your scissors and fussy cut. But you guys know I have the magic of TV on my side, and so I have mine already done here. So if you've already taken designer paper, perfect. Otherwise, you should have a little pot and a little plant. And what I do is put a little dimensional, not a dimensional, a little glue dot on the base of right here where the plant is. And then that is what adheres to the back side of the pot. So we're gonna do something about like that. Okay, so now our plant is connected to our pot. And if you look at my sample card here, I do have the bottom flat, but the top popped up. So let's see what I got for dimensionals here. Okay, let's see if I have little white ones. Maybe little white ones. Okay, I do. So I'm gonna grab some little white ones, and we're gonna put at the tops of the leaves. And I'm gonna put one right at the base here where they're connected, kinda. So 4 dimensionals on the back side, and then Stella needs to come out and get off of her break because we need to Stella our pot here, and anything else you want to Stella, but this, wow, what just happened there? Hang on, hold tight. Stella's having issues. So what you're gonna do is Stella your little pot holder here, your plant holder, and then you can see the pot's not all the way at the bottom here. The pot's generally just at the top here. So I'm gonna take and flip this over, and I'm gonna put a little bit of liquid glue right at the top here. Okay, and that's gonna attach to our pot. Can't put it too low, otherwise it's gonna be like oozing out of it weird. So it's gotta be right about there. Okay, so far so good. So now we've got the top prepped with the dimensionals, and make sure that's sticking good. And then we're gonna put a little bit more glue on the bottom here. You don't need a lot, so that's good. And then just a little bit right here. And then that is going to go right about, you're gonna have to figure out where it looks good with that background that you just stamped. But something like that, I'm guessing, will be good. Okay, so you got the bottom of the plant flat, and then the top pops up just a little bit. Okay, not done yet. So that's what we got going on for the plant. Then, you guys, my comments have been stuck. So let's see what is going on. Okay. All right, well, we're still good. I still see that I'm moving, so that's nice. We have a bow and we have some genial gems. So let's grab our bow maker. And if you look at my fabulous bow here, it's definitely a double bow and it's a little bit wider. So, and I have it set up so that the bow actually holds this flap down over here. Okay, so we need to grab the bow maker, and I put it at, it must be, you guys are curious here, about 2 inches. And we're doing a double bow. So to do a double bow, you go around it twice. So you got bunny ears on both sides and 2 on both sides. And then we flip this, we cross them, and then you go up, over, and under. And then you tie them in a fashion so that the tails are going down and to the left and to the right. Okay? And that should help with your tails to go like that. And everything seems to be sticking to everything. So let's just see here. So that comes out of here. You guys, I do have the bow makers. I just got in 20 more bow makers in case anybody's needing a bow maker. They're $7 plus shipping. Shipping is generally about $5. That's usually what it comes to. That is the cash check price. So if you pay, you know what, I honestly don't even have them set up to do as a credit card. So they're just, my neighbor from Johnsburg makes them. So he has, he loves working with wood, and so I put him on a task of making bow makers. That's how that worked. Okay, so now we have to put our little bow down and get a glue dot behind there. And now when I put this down, I'm gonna make sure that my 2 bunny ears are hanging over, but the knot is right to the left of the soft succulent. Okay, now I'm gonna squish that really good. And I don't like the way my tails are going. Like, I like my tails to go where I want them to. So I will actually grab a couple more glue dots, and I will put one underneath over here. And you don't generally see them. I mean, if you look for them, you might see them, but I don't worry about it. And then this guy, he looks like he's okay, but I am gonna put one right there so that he's kind of just more or less hanging out there. Then once I have my tails all good and they're where I want them, that's when I take my ribbon scissors and I'll trim the ends. And you can definitely see, I did my tails backwards. There I put the peaks in the middle, and here, oh, I did the same thing, never mind. Haha, it looked different. And then what happens is now, when you open it, this actually, if you press down hard enough, that glue dot will seep through that organdy part of this ribbon, and so it's not moving. And then when you want to go to shut it, you just lift up that little bow, and then that's what keeps that flap. So then you have this cute little double bow holding that down. Perfect. So the genial gems, you guys, go to town with them. Kelly laughs at me because I generally only put like, what, 3 embellishments on a card? You know, because when you're like kidding for 60, 3 embellishments like add up fast. So when you guys do a class with me that's a product-based class, you get a full pack of embellishments. So I encourage you to use the embellishments and more than 3. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Kelly laughs at me when I do 5 or even 7. So what I did is there's 2 different sizes. There's big and small, and then there's pale papaya and soft succulent. And so we're gonna put one of the, okay, so, and here's a little difference if you're noticing this. Depending on how you cut your designer paper, you can see I have more white space right here. So I put some gems. Here I don't have as much white space. So what am I gonna do? I still put gems, but I'm gonna put them facing a different direction. And then I'm gonna put a peach one Sometimes the little putty tool end works good, and sometimes the pointy tool works good. And then I'm gonna grab another green one. I'm gonna put one there, and then another papaya one there. Now, the sky's the limit, you guys. If you want to, how do you get a bow maker? Terry, I have them. I could have sent one with you in your winter creative escape box had I known. The next time and you know what, you guys, if you get card classes from me, it's only like $1 extra for shipping if we can combine the bow maker with your current package. Like, this guy doesn't take up a lot of room. So email me. Yep, Diane, perfect. Thank you. You can, my email address or phone number. So Terry, you can Facebook message me too. I think that might be it for this little guy. You might consider doing some Stella-ing on the plant, but I will heed some warning. If you start to Stella this, you're gonna lose that little dottiness of the stamp. It's gonna blend it together. If you guys use the designer series paper for your plant, you can definitely Stella that because it's not gonna bleed, where this ink is gonna bleed. So, oh, Vicky, one of your favorite DSPs. Yes, it's so pretty. Okay, well, that went pretty well. You guys did okay? How many of you cut your designer paper and actually worked on this card? I'm curious, or did you just watch? Hopefully you guys are all prepped and kind of ready to go, and then you can always put your card together. Great layout, you guys. If you want to showcase some designer paper here, and then whatever stamp focal image over here, great layout. So love this card setup. Okay. One down. Woohoo! We did it, you guys. One down. All right, which one do we want to do next? Let's look here. We're going to do this one because that last card uses the other part of the paper. So this gray paper is actually the back side of this piece. Okay? So we've already cut this. So I'm going to need this one for the kit, but now you should have what's left is right here, the other half. And so this right here, we're going to cut it out of this piece. Another one where if you don't want to stamp your plant, make sure you get your plants out of your designer series paper. Okay, so this one is the one that is a gray granite base. In your kit, we're going to set that off to the side. That's my magic of the TV. I'm still working on yours, Mary. Well, that's okay. Hopefully it made sense, you guys, to walk through the cutting of the designer paper and then leading up to this one next, so you know that you've got this piece now to work with. That's what I'm hoping for. So this one has a cinnamon cider hangy plant thing, and you should have 2 labels in here. This is from a punch from the annual catalog, and so you should have a white and then the evening evergreen. You guys, this is your Sacrificial Lamp, your soft succulent that goes behind the ribbon. And then that's what I'm going to use for mine, and we'll cut this one for my gal in a second. In your kit, you should also have these 2 little greeneries. My mom thought they were aloe plants, and I think they could be, but there's 2 of them. There's a soft succulent you can see, and then there's an evening evergreen. So those are in your card kit. This is your piece from the stitched greenery, and that's in your kit. Then you have the white piece is the same size for your inside. You have 2 evening evergreen mats that are both 4 by 5 1/4. One's for your inside, one's for your outside. So this is a double matted card, you guys. So when you open this up, you're gonna have the double matting. I love it. So Diane is very happy doing a happy dance because it's a double matted card. Diane loves the double matted cards. And then you guys have your base. Okay, so Laura is watching and making later. Perfect. Okay, so this is your gray granite, is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, your traditional card size, scored at 4 1/4. Just burnish the edge with the bone folder. Remember, this is a horizontal card, you guys, so you want to make sure to keep things this way. Instead of cutting right away, I want to glue something. I'm antsy to glue because I want one last piece of paper just floating around right here. So we're going to glue this down onto one of our green mats because we can. And the mat here is 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. Okay, so there. Now I feel good. We got that done. So let's cut our paper though. So if you're wondering what size the designer paper is, It is 2 by 3.5. So we're going to grab this little guy because it's a lot smaller, and we need this 2 by 3.5. So this is only 3, so we're gonna have to do the 3.5 on this side. So 3.5 by 2. Okay, so now that leaves 2 more pieces that you can do whatever. If I was thinking, I maybe would have cut it differently, but but this is really what I needed. This is a scrap to me. So you could use this somewhere else in your card making. Hi, Denise. So this is gonna be set aside, and then this will be with the pile for the kit. And I'm gonna use mine here. Now let's do a little stamping. So we need to do the thank you. So we're gonna grab this little piece, and then on the inside, we have a plant, and we have another plant. So we're going to grab this back, the piercing mat, and we're gonna do the pot here in cinnamon cider. Thanks for sharing, Denise, I appreciate it. So we're gonna stamp a little pot here for ourselves. So you can fussy cut it, die cut it, but no, by the Magic of TV, I've got mine done over there, or grab it from your designer series paper. As long as I have this, we're gonna get this mat for the inside. And if you look at this, again, the pot is over to the right, just a hair to leave room for the plant. So this is gonna go something like that. And I think that's it for our cider. And then Evening Evergreen comes back out, and we need the thank you over here and our foliage. So it's this one. So I did the smaller one on the plant on the inside. See, that just goes to the edge here. So if you center your plant, that's what's going to happen. So that's our inside. Now the plant in the back is actually the bigger one. So if you look at the stamp set, there's 2. There's a 3, and then there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-er. And I don't even think I grabbed that out. So let's grab that out. And we need a little block. So let's clean this one. And use that block right there. See if it fits on here. It might be too big. I'm gonna get a D block. So you guys, there's different size blocks for a reason, to accommodate your different size stamps. And so this stamp will actually fit better on a little bit bigger of a block. All right, so then that's gonna get stamped on your scrap paper here. Let's see, we'll put it down here. And then this is where you would either fussy cut this or die cut it. Or again, I've got my designer paper over there. I could have picked that out, but this and this now will be used there. So I don't need this at the moment, but we're gonna do our thank you. And that's gonna go right in our label. Okay, so that is it for the stamping. So let's put that there. As long as we're at it, let's go ahead and get that clean. And this one, you guys, I'm buying you time for catching up in case you choose not to clean your stamps right away. All right, and then we'll clean our little pot here too. And there's one more little guy right there. Okay, perfect. Washy, washy, washy. All right, so now I think we're ready to do a little assembly. So this piece here is gonna get glued onto here, and then our little gray granite designer paper can get a little adhesive as well. Okay, so then pick that one up. It can go on the inside mat. And then you guys, with that liquid glue, you've got a little time to maneuver it. And then for the gray granite, that just got centered right in the middle. So just find a happy medium, left to right, top to bottom. I'm just trying to eyeball it. You can get your ruler out if you want, but I'm not a ruler if I can avoid it. So I'm gonna eyeball that. Okay, then we have this strip. And so this is where I have this card so I can kind of put it next to each other. This little strip of paper is called I call it the Sacrificial Lamp because of my water heater. I learned about how water heaters operate about 10 years ago, that there's this a metal thing in them, and they call it the sacrificial lamp, so the calcium builds on that, blah, 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 blah. So the only purpose of this piece of paper is to help the ribbon look better, because if you put that down, then it looks nice and clean, where if you put that off, you can see the seam of the designer paper, and it just doesn't look as clean, right? So that's what this little strip, in case you guys are wondering. Been playing with Stampin' Up! For years. This mini and annual contains some real jewels of bundles and colors. Yes, Vicki, I couldn't agree more. So this little sacrificial lamb, just put a little bit of glue on it, and it's gonna go, if you really wanna know, inquiring minds wanna know, it's about 1.5 inches up. So that's gonna go here, and it actually goes from soft succulent to soft succulent. And once that's down, now we can put our tearing tape on the back to adhere our ribbon tails. All right, so let's see where that is. And then I didn't cut the ribbon yet, so we got to do that. As long as I got that right here, I always just do about 1/2 inch longer than what I need. So then from the front now, I hold that ribbon right over my sacrificial lamb. You can see it creates this nice even line there. And because I put that tape back there, I know it's there waiting for me to grab it with the ribbon. And then flip that over. And prep it with a little more tape. Okay, not so fast though, you guys. I almost did it. We have to make sure we get this little ribbon behind the back. So we're gonna let this sit for just a second, and we're gonna work on assembly of this stuff right here. So there's a little trickery, you guys, to this. Oh, I'm glad you like the tip, Sandy. Oh, and Dee ordered the bundle. I'm glad you got it too. So you guys, you've got this little bit of shenanigans going on here. So we need to get Stella out of hiding and bring her in to Stella up our plants ever so slightly. So you should have a soft succulent one, and then you have an evening evergreen, and then your little plant hanger is in cinnamon cider. All right, so that's what we got for that. Now, how did I put this together? If you look at this, it's like, how did she do this? So there is a leaf that is coming out the front of the plant holder. How did I do that? Here's my trick, you guys. I really did take this and I cut this in a bit so that that leaf fits better. So you got to take your scissors and kind of notch in there ever so slightly. So then what happens is, now, first things first, like I would want to put this on here, but we have to get these two little guys in first. So grab your glue dots, and you're going to need a glue dot in the front of each one of these. So prep the front, not the back. Okay, so front and front. And I've got the dark green one first. So because you put that glue dot in the front, it's going to attach really nicely to the back of your pot. And now this guy is next, and he's kind of just hanging out. So right now, that would look cool. Just like that, wouldn't it? You got these two little plants. Now this guy then, he's going to come in the back like this, but I'm not going to worry about him quite yet, okay? So now that I've got that, I'm actually going to work on my pot slightly here. So it's a little bit weird that the edges of the pot are a little bit wider. So it looks kind of funny. So what I did is I actually cut them off after I adhered this together. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this middle section here. So not a lot, you guys. You're trying to get a little bit of adhesive on here, but not a lot. So I just did it more where the X is, and then this is going to sit right over that. Okay, so now that's stuck together. And so this is where the pot is kind of wider than the plant holder, And I don't know if it should be or not. So what I did is I actually took my scissors and I trimmed them off. Now, if you don't think that that should be, you could leave yours on, but I felt like it looked nicer and more complete if they were all behind the hangy thing. So now this plant here. So what we have to do is I'm gonna put a little mini glue dot right on the bottom front of it, but we have to weave that little, if you look at here, I've got that little guy coming through the front of the pot. So what you have to do is take and kind of like feed that through. And be very, very careful because that little green one's there. There you go. I hope you guys saw it because I just was trying to get that little guy underneath the green little arm, and then now that that's there, so and then that little glue dot should help it stay right in place. So, like that. All right? So you guys can see what I got going on? That little arm had to come through there. Well, the leaf. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So, now we have to grab a little bit of ribbon because the ribbon's got to be hanging for our pot. So then this needs to go through the little hole. If you've got a hard time with that, grab your pokey tool and poke that down with the pokey tool. That might help. Let's see here. All right. Yep, there it is. Okay. All right. So now that's what's going to go behind the mat, but I'm going to prep this with dimensionals. So I have dimensionals that I'm going to put back here, and I'm going to make sure I get them all over the place. So that will help hold all of this down in one little cohesive unit. Okay, so there's one here, right there, and right there, and right there. All right. So prep the back of this with your dimensionals. Pick them all off. Don't worry about the ribbon ends yet. And then we're going to find a perfect spot for this guy to rest. Rest right about here. So you can see a little bit of the gray on that side, a little bit of gray on the bottom, and that's where I find home for this guy, right about there. And then grab a little tear-in tape, and that's going to go along the top then. And that's where these tails can then find some adhesive back there. So that one will go down, and then that one will go down right over the top of it. Now it's only going to stick to the bottom one at first, so you're going to have to get another piece of tear-in tape and put it right over the top of that. And then I am going to trim a little of that off, just so it's not so bulky back there. And now I think we are good to go. So that's a lot of stuff, you guys. Hopefully all of that made sense. So you know, I almost glued it down before I had that back there. And I might have done that on this one and I had to pull it out. I don't know what I did. So I kind of vaguely remember having to do that. All right, so let's see here. Make sure that sticks good. Now there's no reason why we can't put adhesive on the back of this and then put that onto our card front. And then, as long as I got the glue, let's get both of these ready to go. And that's our inside. And then we'll put that there. So the gray granite really went good. I wouldn't have normally known to pick gray granite, except for it's listed as one of the colors with the DSP. All right, and then this guy goes on the front here, like that. Oh, you guys are liking all these little nuances with this card. That's good. Okay. And then we have our little tag here. So you're just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of the white and put that on there. All right, yay, I got lots of hearts and lots of likes. Good deal. And then this guy's going to go something like that. So grab a couple more dimensionals and I put that, like 3 of them on the back of this. And that's going to rest right on that bottom border. kind of slightly covering up the ribbon, but you can still see the top of the ribbon. If you want it a little closer to the pot or a little bit further away, up to you. And grab your bling. We gotta bling it up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, you guys. Holy Moses and a half. Okay, so I got one there on the ribbon. I have my, you guys, my little nail kind of grew back actually. My pointer guy, he broke like about a month ago, and I've got him back. So he picks up the bling good. So we're gonna put one over there. Grab a greenie for here. And another little pale papaya. You guys bling this up as much as you want. I'm gonna add another one on the end of my little label right there. And one right there. Now, if you want more, you can do more too, but like, it doesn't seem so complicated, but when you have to remember to put all that together, get your little leaf coming through, tie that to the back, I hope that you guys, the video is so much easier to understand that. I'm sure that I might have even missed cutting that little spot out of the leaf, but it just adds so much to it when you do stuff like that. It gives it more depth, I think. Okay, whew, we did it. Card number 2, boom, done. Okay, so let's get this put away and move on to our third card. So these are the 2 we got done already. And these were the same DSP, the back and the front, so that's good. All right, now, which one do we want to do next? Oh, we're gonna do this one next. I think we'll save my favorite one for last. All right, so this guy is right here. Take it out so you can see it. It's not a different kind of a fold, it's just, you cut off the end on it so it opens like this, okay? So same color combination pretty much, but we gotta get this little piece of designer paper cut. So let's do that in a second, but first, you guys, let's go over what's in your kit. And I don't know why, you guys, I still don't have, I'm gonna go out of here and come back in. My comments are, there they are, yay, perfect. I do, Barbara. Do I ever just sell the PDF? Yes. Side note, just go to my online store. So I'm going to show you guys in case you are ever wondering, for inquiring minds that want to know. I have up here that little hamburger thing. If you go to shop, I have an online store. You guys, nope, that's not the right thing. It's online classes. I saw online and that's where I went to. But if you go to online classes, Barbara, anybody else, my very first class I ever did was the country home. And that was, it's retired now. But you guys, these are all the different online classes that I've got in my online store. So if you go down way to the bottom, you see how fast I went? If you go way to the bottom, my last class that I published here was Sweet Talk. And the Sweet Talk, then it's waiting to load, but there is a graphic here. And when you click on it, it takes you into that. So yeah, every ink, paper, scissors, every Sweet Bundle class, and then some oddball other ones also I have in my online store. So I do just sell the PDF tutorial. My phone is running super slow. So, okay, back to business. All right, so I also do, can you sign me up for your card kits? Patsy, for these, I'm not sure, Deb, it's spotty. It's really weird with the freezing. I am not quite sure what's going on. It could have frozen. So I flipped it back right here. My little hour thing is up. So, Patsy, you said to sign you up for one of my card kits. Are you referring to this card kit, to be exact? Just want to make sure, not that I put you for something else. I have done that. So I see you guys, I'm still frozen. I'm going to come back and see what's going on. My camera should be okay. Okay, it's back. So Wendy and then Patsy. So Wendy, I did just add you. I was waiting for the freezing to be done because I did see that it was frozen as well. But yeah, you guys, I can't explain with the freezing. It's just so crazy. So Patsy, I did put you down for this one. Just in the messaging, email me or also confirm in here that you want this card kit to be exact. So, okay, you guys can see I'm showing you the online store thing. Okay. All right, so we're going to start on our third card. Oh, thanks, Naughty Nancy says text or email. You guys, yes, it's always best to text or email me if you need something, especially kits for a card class, because then I have it documented and then I don't lose track of it so fast. So, okay, we're going to start on, we have 2 more cards to do, you guys. My 2 favorite ones, I think. Well, the first 2 were really good, but I still like these 2, I think, more. I don't know. I'm not a big cinnamon cider fan, but I really got my fill of it in this card class. So, all right, we're going to flip this back down and hope that, do my hand check, back now. Perfect. Okay. So there's not much crazy, except for on this one, I cut off a little bit so that you can see this here. And this is more evening evergreen. If you didn't guess, we used a lot of evening evergreen here. And burnish your edge. The designer paper, let's talk about that. So for those that are working along with me here, the designer paper was 3 13/16 by 3 13/16. So let's grab this and let's grab the paper. So got to go to your paper pack here, and that's the piece right there. So it's this greeny one and it's the back side. So you're cutting yourself a square, right? So it doesn't matter which orientation you do first, but it's 3 13/16. So that's the 3 little marks back from the 4. Okay, so that, and then the same thing, 3 13/16. Boom. So this, you guys, extra scrap. I mean, if you wanted to put that over there, you could. Like, let's say you don't want to have the macrame over there and you want this to continue, you could actually continue it and put that right there. So always an option now that you have extra paper. So there's that little piece. So these are scraps then. You guys can use them for something else. Okay, that's it for the cutting on this one. So you also have here a piece of white for your inside. You have a piece of cinnamon cider that's about 1.25 inches by 4, and it's embossed with the macrame embossing folder. So that's going to go over there. In your kit, you guys have 1.5 of these. So these are from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. You're wondering, why do you have 1/2 of one? I'm going to show you if you haven't figured it out, but you have 1.5 of these little labels. You have the hangy plant thing in evening evergreen, and then you'll need to stamp your plant and your pot or get it from your designer paper. So my magic is there. And then your cinnamon cider is 4x4. 4x4. So we can do a little gluing. One thing. Let's just glue one thing together. You guys tell I'm excited to get gluing with you. Oh, Patsy, all and next month going forward. Perfect. Okay. Oh, Jeannie Parker, your husband helped you learn the 16th. I love it. I love it. So you guys, there's 16 sections in 1 inch, right? So I do work in the 16th a bit. So, so Jeannie, that's so excited. I'm so excited that your husband helped you with the 16th. So when I talk about 16ths, so you have, you guys, the ruler is so hard to see, but there's 8ths on this side, right? You can see there's 8ths. And then on this side, they have the inch broken down by 16ths. And so Jeannie was just, I did a tip Tuesday on this, you guys, how to use the 16ths. There's 16 of them in an inch, or there's 8. So a 16th, 2 16ths is an 1/8. So I was going through that on a tip Tuesday not too long ago. So that's exciting. Yay, it's always good to learn new things. So grab your Stella pen and you can Stella up your hangy plant thing. What is the official name for this, you guys? The hangy plant thing? I know that there is probably a technical name for it, but I choose to use the hangy plant thing for the moment. So that's good. Let's do a little stamping. So let's grab the piercing mat back. And we're going to stamp on the one label here in Evening Evergreen. I Googled how to use a ruler and then printed it out. Oh, that works great, Barbara. You guys, I brought my whole matting thing with me, and I was going to make the sheet for the 16th. And you know what happened. I worked on other things. All right, so this is going to get stamped right. This stamp is the perfect size for this little label. So that, a little note with the biggest thanks is going to go right in that. And Boom. All right, grab your white scrap back. So you're gonna need to stamp another one of the big leaves. What's our last card? Oh yeah, this is it, you guys. So once you're done with this one, you have all that white space left over to use for something else. Or if you feel so inclined, you are allowed to throw it away if it's just a scrap to you. So that's that. What's on our inside? Oh, the same one. Cool. Okay, so we're going to do our pot next, though. So grab the bigger pot. You're going to need to stamp one of these little guys, and we're going to put him right there. And so you would go fussy cut or die cut, but my magic of TV, mine are done for me right there. And then our inside is under here. So, guys, I always run out of space. So remember what we talked about. When you stamp this, make sure to leave room. See how far over that is? It's because that big plant on the top. Oh, Sandy, you Sandy, that's good. Venmo was sent. Perfect. I wondered about that. Okay, so I'm going to go right about here for this. And you guys, Venmo changed things up and PayPal things up. So remember we talked about like the whole cash versus check versus credit card. If you do choose to pay via good or service for Facebook, you always got to pay the credit card amount so that I'm not charged the fee. Because if I'm charged the fee, then you got to pay the higher amount. That's how that works. So Venmo switched it over to what we've learned is if you pick good or service, which you're allowed to. You guys can pick good or service. It's completely up to you. But you have to pay the higher amount when you pick good or service because it takes out a fee. So we've learned that there's different ways that you have to do things. And if you want to save the money and call me your friend, you are allowed to do that. Regardless, I mean, I keep track of what I make on my classes and what people, you know, I have to keep track. And it doesn't matter if it comes through as friends and family or as a good or service. So just so you guys know that that's how that works. This little inside can be done, but what we are going to do is glue this little guy to the side here. Yeah, I think that actually Facebook just changed their rules. One of the vendors down in Venice told me on Sunday that anything that we receive over $600, even if it is friends and family, that we're going to get something from PayPal this year. So they're changing that. So honestly, if you want to save the money, you can send it as friends and family. If you don't want to save the money, that's your, that's whatever you want. The same thing with Venmo. You guys, when you send money via Zelle or Cash App, then there's no issue. It just, they don't ever charge a fee. So that's cool. All right, so then we can flip this over and put this on our inside, right, like that. That goes like this. So I made that cinnamon cider piece just, you are my friend for any payment. Aw, thanks, Patsy. That works perfect. See, that's just wide enough so that you don't see that. Okay, so now we got to do some sort of similar stuff with the plant thing, okay? So let's set this off to the side, and Sandy has a good memory, just short. That happens to all of us. All right, so we got to do the same thing with our plant. So we're going to grab a glue dot, and we're going to put the glue dot on the front. Remember, it's the front. If you put it on the back, it's not going to stick to the pot. So the glue dot goes on the front, and okay, so that's like so. But I should have cut my little part out here though. So this little guy still needs to get cut all the way down like that. Okay, so then little bit of glue again on the back side of our hanging thing, and just where the intersection is with that little X right there will be fine. And as you're weaving this through, we need to catch that leaf. I was going to say arm, but I know it's a leaf. So you catch that leaf, and then that's now on the front side of that. So it's cool because like a plant really grows all over the place, right? It doesn't just stay behind it. So that's why I wanted to have it work like that. Grab your scissors, and I guess I want to trim that little bit off. And same thing needs to happen. We need some ribbon. And we actually need 2 bits of ribbon, one up there and one over here. So we'll use about that much and that much. Okay, so grab your pokey tool and we're gonna poke the end of that through here and then we'll be able to grab it. Okay, so we got that prepped. And then we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the last one. We are going to prep it with dimensionals and they're gonna be all over the back here. So put a couple there. Make sure to catch your little leaves here all over and then one more right there. Okay, so that will help us get everything situated for our little plant. And that is just going to get secured onto our card front then. Secured, adhered, however. So make sure your bricks are going the right way, guys. You know, not like that, but like this. And then kind of find a good spot for it. Well, like not all the way to the left and not all the way to the top. And kind of straight. And then grab your tear and tape. So you guys are, by the last card here, you're like, I get what she's up to. So that's gonna go back here and grab one little tail and then grab the next. And you can see I had my tear and tape all ready for me. And trim a little of that off. And now that's ready to go onto our card front. Yep, I hesitated, but I'm like, yep, we're good. Okay, so then that goes on here. So if you had linen thread too, linen thread would look adorable on this to have your plant hanging from the linen thread. Okay, so what do we got going on here? So when I put the label down originally, I'm like, I need more ribbon. You guys, I don't know about you. A macrame plant hanger, perfect. Linda said the same thing, it's a macrame plant hanger, perfect. Marcia, I do have a few more sets of this one left. I had mentioned I have about 6 and I have the kits all ready, like the card kits, but because of the product, I have to get the product in early next week. So if you want it, let me know. Send me an email or Facebook message me, text me, let me know, and I'll make sure I'll have it ready for you by early next week then. Okay, so when I was working on this, when you put this on the back, I'm like, I need more ribbon, needs more ribbon. What can we do for more ribbon? You guys, I'm a ribbon fiend, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I think it would look really cool to have ribbon hanging out the side. But then if you put it like that, and you flip this over, that looks unfinished. So that's why you have the extra little guy to make it look more polished. So how do we do this? Grab some tear and tape. And we're gonna put the tear and tape down and put one side. Try to center it as best you can. And then you're gonna fold it and have as much tail hanging out as you want, right? So if that's a little too long, bring it in a little bit, okay, until you get it so that there's as much hanging out as you want. Remember, less is best, because you can always add more, but something like that. And then take your tape and put it right over the top of that. And I am gonna cut off a little bit of that extra overhang. And then, so we got tear and tape there, and we can use liquid glue now for the rest. Oh, no, we don't even need liquid glue for the rest. You only have a half here, right? So make sure, you guys, when you're looking at this, the rolled side is the outside, like the top, where the rough is the bottom. So you want the rolled side to go on the back here. All right, Ellen. You have a glue problem, it sounds like. We'll catch you later. All right, so there we go. So that is, yep, I had several back then. Ah, you did. So I got a little extra glue there. That is okay. But that is what makes this like that. And now this gets popped up on this side, but you got to be careful not to put dimensionals there. So where my trick comes in, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals right there so that I don't go over the edge. And then I'm going to put 2 there and 1 there. And that's 5 total. So when I put this down, I'm trying to kind of look where the bricks are so that I'm not like up too high or too low. I'm just kind of centering it between that set of bricks and that set of bricks. And kind of looking at where everything is proportionate, but that's it. So now when you open this up, it's nice and clean back here. So little trick for you guys. Oh, Doris, you used to tie your own. That's cool. That's a skill. All right. So we did stell it. Now we need to embellish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I have on here. So let's see what we got. I got a little greeny guy over here. And then I've got the big one over. So let's see. So on this card, I have a little X marks the spot, but it's down a little bit lower. So I'm not going to go necessarily where that is. And then I've got a little pale papaya dude. And then over on the side here, got a couple right there. My nail is functioning. Can you guys tell? I use this when my nail is not so good. All right. Oh, Deb, you did too. Awesome. They are making a comeback. They sure are. All right, you guys. There we go. We have our third card done. Perfect. Okay, so let's put this guy away back in his home and go on to our final card. And there's not much stamping on this last card, you guys. It's actually pretty, just like a sentiment. Okay, and I think this is my favorite. This was the last card I designed for this class. Sorry, I had to come up for air there. Okay, so this was the last one I designed, and I knew I needed to pull in this paper lattice. So you guys all got a paper lattice in your kit, and you used part of it in here, and you use part on the outside. And I had to throw in a different plant in here. So what do we need? We actually don't use a lot of designer paper either, just that little strip right there. So what is in your kit? So let's pull out and see what we have here. You have your cinnamon cider mat, and this is very similar to the last card where I cut off a little bit on the one side. So take your foam folder and the burnishing. All right, put that over here. And you have a little label. So you guys probably have no idea where this came from. And I honestly couldn't remember when I needed to die cut them. I love how the plant leaf hangs out of the front of the holder. Yes, Cindy, isn't that awesome? I thought that was adorable too. So this comes from All Dressed Up, or Dressed to Impress. It's that girl set with the perfume and the high heel. So that's where the label comes from. And then you have two pieces here that are the same size. So when I was originally working on this, I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to pull in some shimmer vellum. So, but if you put the shimmer vellum on the cinnamon cider like this, it looks dull, very, very dull. You can see the difference here when they're next to each other. That one looks a little brighter. Well, how do you do that? You need to put a piece of white behind there, okay? So you're gonna have to finagle a little bit. You can see mine is cut a hair long on there, so you see that edge. So we're gonna take care of that. But these, in essence, should be the same size. So there's that. And then we have, you guys should have a little lattice in your kit. I'm hoping you do. Oh my gosh, you guys, these were kitted up like 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure we put the paper lattice in. Oh man, I'm pretty sure. Thumbs up if we did. Okay, Doris, perfect. And a bow maker, woohoo. Okay, so just because we're doing the door prize thing tonight now, Doris, I'm gonna make sure I add you on here so that we don't miss you for the door prize. So you guys, I have 3 sets of these left now at this point. Oh, unless Marcia, you need to confirm. If you confirm that you do want this, I'll add you for the door prize drawing that we're gonna do in a little bit. Okay, so you got your paper lattice, and now we gotta cut our designer paper. So let's grab our designer paper, our little pile here, and see what we got. So it is, what's on the back side of it? Okay, that must be, you guys, you're gonna have so much paper extra that you can use to make other beautiful projects with. So you get a little sampling, and if you love it so much, you can always buy a whole pack of it if you want. Oh, you got lattice in yours. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I do recall having the lattice out, and my mom did. She did do the lattice, so, oh my gosh, the lattice is so perfect because it matches the cinnamon cider so nicely. Okay, so let's see here. Marcia. Oh, and Lynn, please save this card set for you too. All right, you guys, we are almost done then. So Marcia, I have one, so we got 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I just have one more left then. Awesome. Okay, so if you emailed me and you didn't tell me in this Facebook Live, you better message me on the live, just because I don't want to give it away to somebody else accidentally. So what is our DSP, you guys? Our DSP is 1 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's grab out our little handy dandy trimmer, and we need 1 by 5 1/4. Oh, I can't use the little guy for this one though. So we need to grab this one, and it's 1 by 5 1/4. So what I am gonna do is cut off 1 inch first, and not that one, but this one. So 1, and then it's by, oh, Terry. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, Terry. See, I need to write things down right away. Terry Costin, I got you. I got you, girl. Okay. And Terry, you wanted a bow maker too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's get that little dude out of here. And so, Terry Costin. It's a good thing you said something right away, Terry. I'm glad you're still watching. So, you guys. Yes. They're gone, Naughty Nancy. You're right. And then a bow and a bow. Okay, I got it. So, cool. Now, I hope that we're good. All right. So, we got our little scrap of paper here, which isn't really a scrap. It's 1 by 5 1/4. Okay, so in this stamp set, there is a different sentiment. It's called To a Dear Friend. Patsy wants a bow maker too. Awesome. Okay, To a Dear Friend. So I have that out. So we're going to do that. You guys, I'm doing the writing down so I don't mess anything up. Okay, so we're all done. Naughty Nancy, you are 100% correct. Where did you get that small trimmer, Doris? That was something that Stampin' Up! Gave away. This little guy, oh, he's coveted. They gave it away to new demonstrators when they signed up 3 years ago. It was part of the sale-a-bration promotion. And they offered it to demonstrators to purchase because they had overstock of it. And so that's where you could get it. It was from about 3 years ago. Okay, so To a Dear Friend. You guys, if you're not all about the To a Dear Friend, it's okay. You can definitely pick something else that you have at home that fits your needs for this class or for this card. But I'm going to pick it because it fit in this little label and was from the stamp set. So when I do a class like this, I try to use the stamps from the specific set. You guys, did you realize I didn't even need soft succulent? I don't know if I used soft succulent instead of evening evergreen for the plants, but you could get by without some soft succulent, I guess. All right, so stamping on the inside though, let's do that. And let's see what we have here. Oh, Wendy wants a bow maker also. All right, Nancy, you're right on it with answering questions. You rock, girl. Okay, all right, so as long as I got this right here, we're gonna do the bow maker thing. All right, so we need to grab out the stamps though. That is this little one and that, because I did not pull them out yet. And we can flip these around and put the little pot. So the pot is gonna be cinnamon cider. And we're gonna put that near the bottom. Oh, we put a little sentiment in there. Okay, so I wanna do my stamping on this inside mat before I do any sort of gluing. Because if I stamp it bad, I can always flip it over. So first things first, let's get this little guy. And so generally I also try to stamp the sentiment first and not the focal image, because if I mess up the sentiment, then I can still flip it over and I've not done a bunch of work. So let's see here, we need this one. And that is the, thanks for sharing, Bonnie Kelly. A little note of thanks, a little note with the biggest thanks is gonna go up here. Now, what I might do is just set this here. So I have a little bit of a guide. So if I stamp that right in the middle, it's gonna be really close to the edge here. So I'm gonna put this as a guide, and then I know where I'm gonna stamp this. I'm gonna try to center it so that it's a little bit more to the left. So centered with that stuff on the right. All right. Boom, shalaka-laka, boom. All right. And then we have this little guy, and he can be in our evening evergreen coming out of our plant, or our pot. Okay. Now, I think we're officially done with stamping for the evening. We'll set those off to the side, that over there. Put this down here, and let's get onto our paper lattice. All right, so The paper lattice is this wide, and my front of my card was only this wide. So what do you have to do? Yep, you're right. So love the second side. Yeah. Okay, so what we got here is, I'm reading the comments, you guys. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So our paper lattice is too long, okay? But I didn't want to throw it away, so that's why it ended up on the inside. So what we're going to need to do is grab your scissors, and you're going to have to cut off, and so that you've got this. Yep, Terry's the last one. I got her right in, naughty Nancy. So this right here, you want that. It's going to be, so so these are rows and you have columns. So we're cutting at the column here, and you just need to take your scissors and snip up so that you don't want a lot, like a jagged edge. So just cutting it kind of flush to the actual lines. I don't know if that'll make sense. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Maybe if I had this underneath, it might be easier to see what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of nipping off here so that it's not jagged. So like kind of flush to the edge. Terry, I'm so happy that you said me, because I remember you saying earlier in the live that you wanted it, but I never expected in my wildest dreams that all 6 would be gone before the end of class. That's crazy. Awesome, crazy. So there, you guys, that's what I did. Just trim that off, and now you're gonna use this underneath here. So let's do that first. So what I would do actually is I would use tear and tape instead of liquid glue, and just gonna run that the length of this, and don't worry if it's hanging over a little bit, you can just flip that end over. And so now, oh, you guys, there is maybe like a top and a bottom too. Like, I guess look at how you want your leaves to be seen. So technically they're going this way, so I really would want it going this way. So we're gonna do the other side. It's okay. We don't have a lot of wiggle room now. That's the bad part about using tear and tape, is you don't have wiggle room. So we're gonna work with it though. So before you put your adhesive on, make sure you got your leaves going. So this leaf right here was the one that was the telling sign, like that needed to go this way, I feel like, versus up. Okay, so then this needs to go at some point on here, and I had it kind of right in the diamonds. If you want to see your diamonds, you can, but I felt like there was too much to the left if I saw the whole diamond. So I'm just getting that there. Okay, so you've attached that to the back side of that, and there's plenty of tear and tape on here now. We just gotta get it straight, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna line up my corner here, make sure I'm straight there, and then try to make sure I'm straight all the way down to the bottom. All right, if you have cut too much, oh my gosh, you guys, did I just do that? I did. It's tear and tape, it's not coming off. Okay. It's okay, guys. We're gonna restamp this in case you missed how that just goes to show you I should not have said that. We're all done with stamping for the night. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Okay. All right, we'll get this, we'll be okay. Let's see here. Where are my stamps? Here's this one. So did you guys see me doing this? Oh, Terry, that is usually what happens once I start stamping and making the cards. You guys love them. So, all right, just laugh with me, guys. Was that not the most hilarious thing that you've ever seen me do with putting a card together incorrectly? I don't generally put things on upside down. Okay, so, all right, we're gonna, oh, now I can really, really center this exactly where I want it. You know, is because I said, oh, we're all done with stamping for the night. Okay, I shouldn't say that kind of stuff. All right, now we need the little dude. There he is. Okay. It's still gonna turn out perfectly perfect. All right, see? Just created an extra little bit of work. All good, no problem. No spilt milk over here anymore. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, good gracious. All right, I think now I can say we're done with the stamping as long as I don't glue this upside down in my card base. Okay. That was funny. I caught it like as that was just glued down too. Okay, so let's get this guy down here. Loving the cinnamon cider with this evergreen. So good. I hope you guys like how that got used on the inside here. It just kind of connects the inside to the outside. All right. Oh man. All right. So we have to now adhere these two things together. But how I might do this is I might adhere my paper lattice to here first. Then I know where I can put glue dots. And when you're doing this, you have a choice to make. This side is the smooth side and this side has the divots. Do you want to see the divots on the inside or the outside? And I feel like I wanted my divots on the inside and to have this side smooth, but I did it the complete opposite. If you look at this card, the smooth side is here. Okay, so I'm going to do it the way I want to on the other one here. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add some dots of liquid glue to the main solid. So not the diamondy ones, but the other. So this shimmery paper, you generally don't see glue through it, but I'm being extra cautious because I really don't want to see glue through it. And so this just gets centered on this. Just be careful not to wiggle it all around because then the glue will smear. So I'm just going to set that right on here. And that's where it got glued. Okay, now that I know where those solid pieces are, or the solid sections, I can take my glue and put the glue in those again. Oh, yes, Hildenelle, you are so spot on. There are little paper pumpkin glue dots that would work perfectly for this as well. Now, I'm not only going to do those, but there's nothing over on this corner, so I'm going to do a little bit on that corner, and I'm going to do a little on that corner just to make sure I get my corners. Now this will go onto our white piece. So if I'm not mistaken, I think my white piece was a hair long, but I'm going to get it glued together first before I make that determination, and it is. So I'm going to make sure that's sitting there. So while that's drying, I'm going to prep the back of this label with some dimensionals. All right, and then we got to look at our plant situation because I don't think I had a plant in my kit. I could have sworn the magic of TV wouldn't have left me hanging on my last card, but the TV gave out on me, so we have to go find a plant and cut it out. So look for one of the bigger plants that you guys have, and it's going to be this one, in this case for me. And so this pot is a perfectly good pot, so I'm going to not cut into that. Now you guys got to watch me fussy cut. Oh, man. All right, so there's not a lot of rocket science to fussy cutting, but I do like to stay a hair away from the edge of whatever it is. Some people like to cut all the way up to the edge, so it's really a personal preference. Some people might even try to go into that little wee bit right there to that spot, but I'm not gonna make any attempts at that. And so there's that, but this one doesn't seem so crazy to me. The little paper snips, you guys, are still in back order. They are the handiest little tool for doing this fussy little cutting. There is no die for this, so sorry. You can stick your tongue out while you're cutting. I give you permission if you need to do that. It helps you concentrate a little bit better. But, oh man. So I could have sworn I cut out one of these and I don't know where I tucked it away, but it was floating around in my craft space for a little while and I could have sworn I put it in the kit. Surely I didn't. So I'm just working my way around little by little. I definitely am happy I'm only making one of these cards and not like 50. That would not be fun. Unless you have a volunteer that wants to come over and help fussy cut. But look at that, halfway done. Oh man. Okay, take a deep breath. And now you go for the second half. Try not to get too close. The main thing with cutting is being consistent. So if you're trying to have the same margin all the way around, that's what you're going for, depending on if you want to see a little or not. So on this one, I'm going to work my way right up that little area and see if I can, which way do I want to go? I can't see it now, so we're gonna have to bend that down and get that little area, and then sometimes I work at it back here the other way just to get in there, just to separate these leaves a little bit. Oh no. I'm gonna continue recording. Oh man, you guys. So apparently, oh man, you guys, this is not good. I just filled up the memory, you guys. I'm so happy we're almost done. Filled up the memory. I thought Kelly deleted everything on for videos. I'm gonna keep recording, and then I will have to definitely re-upload this. I'm telling you guys what I'm doing here. We'll keep recording, and you'll have to catch the replay. have to catch. Oh man, you guys, I'm trying to type fast. Have to catch the rest in the replay. So sorry, you guys. Oh my goodness. I thought about it. Kelly told me that this happened to her, but I thought she said she went through and she deleted all of them. So it's okay, you guys. I'm still going to continue the video. And you know what I might do is when the video is done, we might just do, I want you guys to be live with me while I do all the drawings and stuff. So I'm going to finish the actual class right now because we are pretty much almost done with the class. And then I'm going to actually pop back on as a separate video and we'll do the drawings. So you guys can't even hear me saying all this because it's not going to work that way. So this one allowed me to get in there by the handle. So I might just do that on the other side if I can. So, all right. So now you guys just got to watch me fussy cut a whole bunch. So I am going to kind of slice that open right there and get that little section out so that, there. Okay. Boom. So then we also had here the white. This little bit needs to get trimmed off. And because we don't want to see that little white hanging. But we got to remember our ribbon here. So this ribbon, I did it a little bit special. I mean special. So it's cut just a hair longer than what it is. And then for this, all I did was knot this. And then that is going to go right on the side. So that's kind of prepped and ready for us. But what did I do here? So that white really helped because now you won't see anything that goes behind it. All right, so flip this over and you're going to put the tear-in tape on the back. What's important now is you fold this in half the long way. So that's what's going to go down on here. So you could put the ribbon like this, but I thought it would look cooler to fold it in half like this and attach it that way. So I'm going to put it, let's see, where do I want it? Right about here. So that, and then I'm going to keep it folded in half here. And there we go. So it just made it look a little bit thicker and less see-through is how that is. Then this will go here. And then this will help hold it down over on this side. Oh, I look like I actually don't have enough over there. So I'm going to pull that off. It was just the little end. So hang on, we're going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to try one more time. So let's lift that back up. Okay. And so I hardly had any tail on the other side. So I got to get that tail back. So there we go. And then that goes there. And then I am definitely going to cut that little bit off. And this one now will go the little glue right on the front of, oh, my favorite card for last, guys. And then you guys didn't get to see it live with me. So that's going to go right here. And we have this prepped and ready to go. So that's going to go here. And I love by folding that ribbon in half, it made it look a lot darker. And then on the side here, you can see it's a little thicker. This little bowsy, it's not a bow actually, it's just a knotted ribbon. We're gonna put that on with a glue dot off on the side here. I get my glue dot so it's partially on the paper, partially on the ribbon. And then that's gonna get stuck right in the corner like that. And then we have our big plant here. That's gonna go right about there. So this plant is a little bit taller than the other one. So I could have put it down a hair, but I think all in the end it's gonna be just fine. So I'm gonna definitely pop this up with dimensionals as well. So I'm gonna pick different spots to put it. And we're gonna go like that and one right there. And pick all these little guys off. I wanted to move him. Ah, he's not good now. So we're gonna put one right there. All right, so pick all these little doohickeys off and we'll put that on our card front and then we get to embellish. So it's gonna slightly hang over our tag. It's like it's using the tag as the tabletop. And there, grab your scissors and trim your tails like that. And boom. All right, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got 7 gems on here. So I've got, let's see here. I tried to put them in the centers of those things. So if that didn't work, then I put them off to the side. So like right there could go one. Let's see here. There's a pale papaya one. Could go right, where do I want it? Right there. And then a little greenie there. There are 2 on the ends here, so let's use up those 2. And one right on the side. Oh, and then it stuck to my finger. And put one there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then there's gonna be 2 over here. I'm out of my pale papaya, so I'm just gonna continue with, where do I wanna put that one there? And then, oh, I got some little guys right here. Put one right off to the side there. Now, if you want to put more on, you are definitely welcome to put more on. Stella. So this is where I was talking about if you use designer paper. If you use designer paper, you can Stella the heck out of your designer paper because it's paper. It's not going to bleed all over the place. So, all right. That's good. So we have here our 4th card all done. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's put this one away and I'm going to bring out all of them and you can, I know that you guys can't tell me live what your favorite is, but you can definitely see these here and tell me which one you like if you catch the replay all the way to the end, you guys. So these were the 4 cards we made tonight. So yeah, I think that if I had to pick one, I would definitely, I like that one. I had never used the paper lattice before this class, and so I was definitely excited to pull the paper lattice in. And I love this brick wall with this one. On this one, I love how the designer paper is in the back. That creates this little accent piece back there. And this one, I love the fold on here and how that opens up. So very, very cool. So one last quick money shot. I call this the money shot, you guys. All 4 of them lined up. So there we go. So all the card kits are gone at this point, so none left. So I do have 6 people that I have documented that signed up for the class. I have to get the products ordered, but the kits are ready, but the products now I need just to get them really quick. I'll have them in the early next week. So those 6 people I added on were Wendy, Patsy, Doris, Lynn, Marcia, and Terry. So I've included you for the door prize drawing. And I am going to do the door prize drawing for this class just to keep it in the class. You guys, I keep spinning along with you. I saw that it stopped and I looked up and I'm like, oh no. So I'm going to keep the door prize drawing in with this class so that it stays with this. And then I think what I'll do is I got to end the video and I'll go live and do the drawing for that. So, oh, I don't want to go home. I want to go to random number generator. Okay, so we have 36 people signed up. So 36 is the magic number. And when I click generate, it's going to show me a number 14. Dawn Reader, you are the winner of a door prize for class. I love it. So what I do for my door prize is the next, and Dawn's local to me, so I feel like, nope, but Barb, her sister, just placed an order. So I'll have a prize for Dawn. I'll set it on the counter in the mudroom for you, Dawn. If you end up watching this, just know you have a prize waiting for you. So yes, and Cindy and Feline, I have you down for the Stamp-a-Stack, my last 2 sets for the Stamp-a-Stack. And Jeannie Parker, I didn't take note that you wanted the Let's Just Stamp. That's coming up on Monday. So woohoo! Okay, I greatly apologize to you guys for running out of video storage. So this has happened now. This is the 3rd time. So what happens is, I should look and see if it just automatically doesn't save them. What happens is it saves the videos into Switcher Studio, and I don't need them saved there. But once you use up all their storage space, they tell you, sorry, you're done. And so what happens is I got to go and I got to delete them all. But I save every video to my computer. I put everyone in YouTube. And so I don't need them stored here. So I'm going to go in and delete every one of them, and hopefully we don't have this problem for like another 1.5 years. Because that's what exactly happened. That's what happened. Because I've been doing lives now for about 2 years. It was about 1 year ago when it happened, and now it's happened twice. And I don't think Kelly deleted out everything last week after it happened to her. So, and maybe she did and something else happened, but it said my storage was full. So, all right, you guys. Oh, it was a good class. I know I went over. I was a little bit slower tonight. I think my brain was operating at a slower speed because it's my 2nd day back after being gone. And my mom always says the 2nd day after being gone on vacation is always the hardest. And so I was on slow mode. And so hopefully that helped you guys if I was going a little bit slower and not so ding dong fast, as my grandma would say, ding dong fast. So that's it. I feel like I have nobody to say goodbye to, but I know you guys will be hearing me say goodbye when you watch the replay. So I will catch you guys in a little bit. We're going to do the sale-a-bration board drawing, and I'll announce the card winners so that we can get those in the mail soon. So all right, you guys, thanks so much to everybody who registered for this class, the 36 of you. I hope you thoroughly enjoy putting these card kits together and send them to somebody and brighten somebody's day and make somebody feel special, or save them as samples so that you can make more from them. So either way, I hope you just put the cards together and that you find a good use for some of the extra embellishments, ribbon, and paper that you have, and not let it sit. That's always my goal for you guys. So all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. I will see you in a little bit, and other than that, then I think the next class I have in person is Saturday, and then Monday for Let's Just Stamp at 1 p.m. Central is when that is. So, all right, you guys, love you. See you later. Bye.